for coming out here tonight. We are delighted to have you. How many people here, just curiosity, how many people here are in business right now, today? Okay. How many people want to go into business? So I see a lot of people who want to be your own boss, and we're going to show you the ropes on some things for online selling. We have our guru here. This is the queen of online selling, Miss Teresa Ayers. She is from the Small Business Development Center at FGC. Let's give her a hand. Thank you. So who am I? Hey, I'm Annette. I've probably talked with you on the phone or emailed or something over the course of the last couple of weeks. We're so excited to have this workshop for free today. How many people here know what MicroEnterprise is? Wow, okay, I don't have to say too much then, I'll cut it short. Goodwill MicroEnterprise, we help people start or strengthen their businesses. We have classes that run for 12 total classes over the course of 6 weeks. Those classes generally cost $80, which is a really nice tuition cost, low cost, to help you start or strengthen your business. Did you know that right now more than 90% of businesses in Southwest Florida are small businesses? That's where we're at right now. A lot of these businesses that we don't see are what we call the side hustles. So we're here today to show you how to create this lots of online things for your business, lots of tools. I know there's going to be a lot of questions, so we're going to kind of dig right in and get started. If you have any questions for me or you feel like you want to take a class, we are taking our waiting list for 2023 classes right now. Yay! Our other classes are sold out unless you want to drive to Port Charlotte. If you want to drive to Port Charlotte, I'm driving there too, and I have a class. So if you feel like you want to do road trips, we have that available. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce Ms. Ayers, and she's going to get you started.
Hi. How many of you guys have heard of the Small Business Development Center? Okay. Well, nice. How many of you guys have used us? Terrific. So we're kind of like an offshoot of the Enterprise program. So everybody does things in classes at the Enterprise program. And then afterwards, if you want to do any kind of one-on-one training, we're really good at that. So we do marketing, which that's what I specialize in, the digital side of things, but also messaging and branding. We help people with QuickBooks. We help people get money through the SBA loans. We'll help you put together your package and even fight for you, right? We've got a government affairs portion where we can get you signed up as a vendor with your local city and counties as well as the federal government. So there's all kinds of different things that we can do for you. Today what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about e-commerce. We're going to be talking about doing business online. And business online is a different world than doing business in real world, okay? So before we get started, I want you to kind of be able to wrap your head around it a little bit. So usually when we start a business, let's say we're going to open a store, right? Typically what we do is that we get our license, we get everything in order, and then we look for a location, right? And when we look for this location, we're looking for something that has some good signage because we want people to see us, right? And it has some traffic. We want cars going by, right? So we want traffic, we want visibility. In addition to that, we might look at the space that we're opening up and see if there's any synergy, you know? Are there any people in this office complex or strip mall or retail place that we can feed off of each other? We can refer and share clients, right? So these are some of the things that we look for. And then when we find it, we rent a location or purchase it. We put our sign up. We set everything up. We open our doors. And then we go out and we start talking to people and introducing ourselves. And where we do this is typically we will go and we'll join the Chamber of Commerce, right? We'll join networking events, right? We'll go to different ones. And sometimes we'll even get involved in charities, right? Because we want people to know that we give back to our community. And that's how we start developing our business. Now we'll also advertise, and we can do print. We could do, give out flyers. We can do TV, radio, but there's also social media. And social media is the least expensive of those, right? So we might start with a Facebook business page, Instagram business page, we might be on Pinterest, depending on our business type. That tells us what kind of social media that we're gonna do, right? So that's how we typically start businesses. Now when we talk about e-commerce, there is a similarity to it. It's just in a different world, right? So what we do is we develop a website. And that website is our brick and mortar. It just happens to be in the internet land, right? Then we hire a hosting company, or we put it on a site that hosts it for us. And what a hosting company does is they're a glorified parking lot attendant, right? So they take your website, boom, they park it right there. Now your website's there and shoom, 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 tons of traffic going right by you, tons. But how do you turn the lights on for your e-commerce site? How do you turn the lights on for your website so that when this traffic is going by that they're actually seeing you, right? Well, one of the ways that we always talk about is search engine optimization. Keywords. What are the keywords that have to do with my product or service, and using them in a way within my website that helps turn the lights on. In addition to that, we look to social media. And social media is going to be huge because social media, in truth, is our chambers. It's our networking. See, because now we're doing it online. Because our customers, though our customers do live in Fort Myers, we are looking at a national customer versus a local customer. So everything that we do, we're going to be doing here. And we're going to use a variety of different platforms, and in some cases, a multitude of platforms, in order for us to move our product, turn the lights on, get it seen, and get it sold. So one of the things that we talk about in any kind of marketing is authenticity, honesty, and a personal voice underlines much of what's successful on the web. Do you know that most people start a business from a position of altruism? We see a problem and we want to help. We know we have the solution. We know we can help this person with either a product or a service, make their lives easier. And so we start a business and then we rush out and start selling. Buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. Use me, use me, use me, right? And we tell them all about ourselves. Blah, 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 blah. And we're talking about ourselves and talking about ourselves and talking about ourselves. And what we do is we completely forget about the client. Our mission is to talk about them. Our mission is to understand how our product or service benefits them and to have that conversation with them. Okay? So today we're going to talk about several different ways that we're going to use e-commerce. We're going to talk statistics. We're going to talk about sites, social sites, the whole thing. Try the other way. Okay, so what is e-commerce? It's electronic commerce, okay? So it happens that we buy and sell goods and services on the internet. And today, you can buy anything, right? Pretty much. I mean, we can buy, you know, books, music, plane tickets. We can get financial services, investing, banking. You can buy a car online. Car, refrigerator, whatever you need, you can get it online. So when we look at some of the trends, 2022, we're on track to do $1 trillion worth of business in e-commerce. Now, a lot of that had to do with the pandemic. We were not cited to do this until 2024. But the pandemic pushed a lot of stuff and people online. And so sales started going up and up. We look at the retail sales in e-commerce, we're looking at this year, 1.06 trillion this year. That's up 16% from last year. So remember, I know it just feels like the pandemic was never ending, but it really was 2020, and we are almost done with 2022, right? So we're looking at this year alone a 16% upgrade, right? And then the B2B. So when we talk about business to business, because we've got two different types of business. We have B2C, which is business to the consumer, right? We're selling directly to the consumer. We have B2B, which means that we're selling to businesses. And usually when we're talking about B2B, we're talking about products, we're talking about services that directly affect business owners and businesses. Now, we've seen an increase in B2B sales as well, 12%. We're looking at $1.77 trillion, 2022 in B2B sales. The idea of B2B, what we're looking at here is though the numbers continue to go up, we're really looking at the percentage starting to plateau. It's not that we're going to lose money, but you're going to have to get a little innovative to start pushing that stuff up. And remember this, that as our sales go up, more people are out there, right? So how do we make it through that noise? How do we get people to see us versus the guy down the street? Some of the trends, so conversion. Do you know what a conversion rate is? Okay, so the idea is this. We drive traffic to our website. And there are two things that we look at on our Google Analytics that are really, really important when we look at our website, is we look at our bounce rate and we look at our conversion rate. And our bounce rate is how quick are they leaving our site and not doing anything, right? What pages are they landing on? How long are they there? And how quick are they leaving? Our conversion rate is the rate of people who come to our site and how many of those are we converting into clients, customers. How many of them are actually purchasing, right? So our conversion rates are up. Now so we look at what's really working. So arts and crafts, it's at 4.91%. People are look for things to do, entertainment. The second highest is health and well-being, 3.64%. Kitchen and home appliances, 2.9%. And then we go down, fashion, clothing, pet supplies, electronic and commercial equipment. It just gives you an idea of what that conversion rate is. So more and more people are staying on good websites and they're purchasing. Millennials, the age between 25 and 34, account for 20.2% of digital buying in the United States. So why is that important? Think about your product or your service. Is it directed to that 25 to 34-year-old, right? It doesn't, look, I'm not going to say that you're not selling if we're all, 62, right? You can sell there too. I'm just saying this is our highest market. 53% of U.S. consumers have purchased clothing online over the last 12 months. How many people buy clothes online? I can tell you that in 2019, there wouldn't have been all these hands up there. 63% of shoppers in the U.S. research online any kind of major products. So your refrigerator, you need a new refrigerator. This is American stuff. We don't do things quick. We need a new refrigerator, but we're gonna sit on that concept for a while. Just sit on it. We know we need it, but maybe not right now. I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Something happens, we decide, okay, I said I was gonna get a refrigerator, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go online. I'm just gonna start looking at refrigerators, get some ideas of the cost. You know, look at my dream refrigerator. I love refrigerators. Look at my dream refrigerator.
Yes.
It's got all the bells and whistles. It'll
Yes.
even talk to me. That's what I want,
Yes.
right? So now, am I gonna do anything? No. I'm just gonna think about it. I look at that dollar amount and I go, well, I maybe need to save a little bit more. And then the thing breaks. Guess what I do? I buy a refrigerator because I have to. But I've done that research. So I know what I'm looking for and I know what the cost. 7 in 10 consumers shop in micro moments. Does anybody know what a micro moment is? It's when we're playing on a cell phone.
Yeah.
We're on our cell phone, we just got a break, right? We're taking a 15-minute break, we're on our cell phone, taking a little snack. We're on Instagram, we see something we like, oh damn it, I'm gonna buy that right now. Boom, right back. That's a micro moment for us. We do a lot of that, a lot of that. So what does that tell us? Our Instagram and our Facebook and our social media need to have good pictures. So that when people are scrolling our stuff, oh my God, I like that, I'm gonna buy it right now, right? We have to make it easy for them. So social media is growing. Okay, so e-commerce landscape and the brands are using social media presence to garner your customers. Over 75% of customers are more willing to buy from a brand with a social media presence, and 78 will choose a brand over its competitor after having a positive social media experience. And it doesn't mean a purchase, a positive purchase. It means that you enjoyed their site, that you liked what they shared. You liked their reels, their stories, videos, images. You like their stuff, right? So when we think about social commerce, right? So we've got statistics on e-commerce. Social commerce is part of e-commerce, right? So we're looking at 77% of consumers are more willing to buy from a brand with a social media presence. And this is research that has been done. Social commerce sales will hit this year $45.74 billion. So we know that our retail sales are going to be $1 trillion. 45 billion of that is going to come from social. So the other part comes from your website. It comes from, search engines, and it comes from your SEO. It comes from Google Ads, 45 billion of it comes from social media. 89% of retailers agree that retailers that don't use social media will be left behind. 86% of small businesses plan to increase their social media presence by 50%. When Gen Zs learn about a new brand or product, 78% of the time it's through social media. And 54% of U.S. consumers say they have discovered a new small e-commerce retailer via social media in the last year. Social commerce sales or e-commerce transactions done through social media is a growing category. In fact, e-marketers anticipate, and we've said that 45.74 billion by the end of this year. That's up 24%. So I really want you to think about what that means. So when we are on e-commerce, when we look at e-commerce as a way of doing business, there are two aspects to that. There is the website and there are social sites. Transactions on social channels are becoming a larger and larger share of e-commerce revenue. A survey from Sprout Social found that 89% of business owners think that retailers that fail to capitalize on and incorporate social media will be left behind. It's really important for you guys to think about. And consumers are on the same page, with 62% agreeing that if your company isn't using social media, then you're not relevant. Okay, so we talked about the mind-deadening statistics, right? Because the numbers after a while will just run into each other. So what is the next step that we look at? Okay, so now we've looked at what is e-commerce and what are the statistics around that and what is e-social. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the website. And what I've done here is I'm going to show 3 different ways that we use e-commerce. Now for small businesses, people that are just starting out, Wix is a great tool for small businesses. They sell more online, they can help you manage your store, and they can help you grow your business. And they offer a variety of different tools to help you do that. And what is nice about Wix is that it's simple. It's drag and drop images. The important part of any website, however, is the content that you write. So doing a search on what your keywords are is really, really important. And utilizing your keywords in the content of your website is also important. But more importantly, those keywords need to be in the first 5 words of the sentence, because the algorithms read that way. Grab it, and then they know what it is, and then they read down. You want to use that keyword more than once, right? Because think about this for a minute. The is equal to dress. It has no greater value when we just see it as a single word. The dress is beautiful has value, right? And if I'm selling dresses, then the dress first is beautiful, and then I come into the body discussing the different aspects of the dress. And that gives it the value, okay? So Wix has a variety of different features that you can use to help build your website. They also have videos. They have a ton of things to read and understand. And what I really want to say here is that it's really important for you to understand your tools, right? If you're gonna hang drywall, you gotta know what drywall is, and you gotta have a screw gun. If you're gonna have a website, and this is your store, you have to have an understanding of what that's built on, right? The construction of it. This is where you need to be the expert as well. Wix is hugely popular. It's a drag and drop website builder. They have free templates. You can customize some templates, but not huge. This is not for big business. This is just for just getting started kind of stuff. They have a free plan, and then they have 3 pricing structures, and it starts as low as $27 a month. They sync with other sales platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Amazon. There are no transaction fees here. Do you know what the concept of an abandoned cart is?
Yes, some people just have the stuff in there, but they don't purchase it.
Right. So what is nice is they have a abandoned cart recovery, which means that if somebody leaves, it doesn't buy, they send them an email. You can develop an email, the email goes to them, hey, I noticed you didn't buy. Is there a problem? Is there something I can help you with? We kept it up for you. You're welcome to go back in. You wait a day or two, nothing, then give them a second one. You know what, we noticed that you haven't bought. I can tell you that right now we're running at 10% or 20%, discount if you want to go back in and purchase, right? And then if they don't, well, don't worry about them, right? But this is the idea. That's what we mean by abandoned cart recovery, and they have that. Unlimited number of products. They have a limit payment option. So PayPal, Shopify, that should say Wix. PayPal, Wix, Payments, and Square are three of the payment structures that you can use. And we're going to go into that a little deeper, okay? And then they have multi-channel integration. And what we mean by that is your Facebook icon can go there, your Instagram icon can go there, and then people can go from your website over to your social media. Okay, and Wix is still recommended for online stores, but smaller ones. As you grow, you're going to move into different programs. Shopify websites are best for large businesses. Some of the features: unlimited products, easy to use, fully customizable. So Shopify sites, you can use their free templates, or you can buy a template and have it customized specifically for you. When I started my own retail, I started with one of their templates, and I'm in the process of having it rebuilt and customized, and should be launching at the end of this week. And it's breaking my brain. It's breaking my brain. It is so much. It's called Conscious Living Products. So t-shirts, but namaste and crystals and things like that. So access to a POS system. So your purchase of sale, this gives you access to that. It has added security, and it also has free apps and tools. And Shopify has great videos. I mean, they'll show you how to do anything, and they'll take you step by step. I love their customer service. When you first start utilizing them, you get a couple free hours, and these guys really, and you do it through chat, and then they just say, Tris, I'll take care of it. And then they take care of it. Okay? They're great. They're great. Okay, so Shopify is the best e-commerce platform for large stores selling over 10 products. It powers over 600,000 online stores and has over 1 million active users worldwide. The internet pays attention to Shopify. When Shopify said that people started buying on cell phones and that number was increasing exponentially, Google started making our websites, making us have websites on our phones and then making them good because Shopify said so. So they have no free plan. Their lowest starting rate is $29.99. I want you guys to remember you get what you pay for. I'm typically a middle of the road person. I always go to the middle. I don't pay for the least and I don't pay for the most. I pay for the middle. Because I know that that's where that price needs to be, right?
They charge you $100 for you. Hey, $29.
I pay $70. No, I pay $90.
Oh, you got many pages or?
Yeah, it's a big site now.
Oh, that's good.
So I sync. All right, it can sync with 10 other sales platforms. So your Facebook shop, your Instagram shop, Amazon, Pinterest, Etsy, it can sync with all of those shops, so they integrate. And okay, so now we think about what is the cost. Transaction fees are 0 to 2%. They do have an abandoned cart recovery, unlimited number of products. There are 100 payment options on Shopify. So PayPal, Shopify Payment, Square. This is the thing that I do want to say about Shopify. Shopify charges you a premium if you use anybody other than them. They let you, but it's going to cost you. Okay? And then it has that multi-channel integration, so I can send people just to my Facebook page, my Instagram, to see what's going on. With 3 pricing plans to choose from, Shopify isn't the cheapest of the options. However, it's fair to say you get what you pay for, and they are good. So when I think about if I'm doing product services, my daughter has started a business. It's called Elevate, and what she does is she puts together webinars. She teaches social media. She has a large marketing company in California, but she's putting together webinars and things like that she sells, and she's using Shopify. So it doesn't have to be only product based. Okay. Etsy, the world of Etsy. But the thing about Etsy that makes it different from the other two is that Etsy is that craft place. You gotta make it yourself. Etsy is that place where we painters sell handcraft, antique, stuff like that sell there. But crystals sell there too because they're natural and they come out of the ground, right? So it's a great site. Lots of successful people here. You have to post consistently, and you can repurpose your posts. So let's say you knit. Say you knit blankets, or maybe you're a quilter. You can just retake pictures in different settings with that same quilt. People like to see things differently. They like to see the products displayed like in your home. I had a client one time, we were talking about, we mirror things. When we see them, we're looking for ourselves in things. She talked about the fact that she had bought a dress, the woman who wore it had a similar color and body type. She knew that if that woman looked great in that dress, she was gonna look good in it too, right? So we think about putting, like, for example, if we think about crystals, putting them next to our bed and making this little arrangement, right? Well, then people can see different ways that they could utilize things, right? Same with like a coffee. Maybe you developed or manufactured a different kind of coffee pot. You want to put it and situate it in places that most people would like to see, right? That's the important thing. Okay, so when you join this creative marketplace, you get really good value, powerful tools, and again, the education and the support is there. And they do an excellent job. When we look at Etsy as a marketplace, it's designed specifically for independent creators of handmade goods and crafts, as well as antique and vintage items. So, is there a free plan? Yes. A list, now they do things a little different. They charge 20 cents per listing. So depending on how many products you have, 20 cents. Now it does sync with every sales platform, and that includes Amazon. Transaction fees, they charge a transaction fee plus an admin fee. So their transaction fee is 6.5%. And then they charge an additional 3% plus 25% payment processing fee.
30% of that.
They're expensive.
20, $30 per hundred.
They don't charge you a monthly fee, so the way they figure it, we're not charging anything to use our site. They have an abandoned cart recovery, number of product payment options. You can use PayPal. Etsy has their own. They're going to encourage you to use their own. Multi-channel integration, so you can add your social media icons. Etsy has 2 million users selling up to $60 million worth of product, with 40% being repeat customers, and it gets 350 million monthly user traffic. The numbers are there. Okay, so let's say that, so we've looked at the idea of the statistics and what is e-commerce. We've looked at websites. Now what we have to do is we've got to figure out our merchant service, right? Who are we going to use as our merchant service? So merchant service is a term for tools and systems that allow you to safely process electronic payments, okay? These payments can include, like, people buying with credit cards, debit cards, you know, contactless payments, mobile payments like Apple Pay and gift cards. Merchant services are essentials to both brick and mortar businesses and e-commerce. Okay. The job of a merchant service provider is to collect customers' transaction payments and make sure that you guys get it, right? So we have a point of sale systems. A lot of times we find that point of sale systems at a brick and mortar. We don't necessarily have one on the e-commerce, other than when we click to buy, and then it walks us through the payment, the process of shipping, taxes, and then we pay with our card, right? Payment processing is the core of merchant services. Merchant services exist to make sure you get your money. The payment gateway is a technology platform you need to perform that online payment process. And the technology platform that we had talked about earlier, right? So Wix has their own payment system. Shopify has their own payment system. Etsy has their own payment system. But you can also use Helcom, and you can use Square, and the one I don't have up there is also PayPal. And you can integrate that into your system. Of an online business, we've talked about that. The trend began before COVID, but the pandemic really put a rush on it, right? Moved it quick, right along. Consumer buys product and services online because it's quicker and more convenient, and it's open 24 hours, right? I can't sleep, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I think I might go online and just look around and might just find something while I'm there, right? Quick and easy. Okay, when we talk about social commerce, Facebook comes to the forefront every single time. It's hardly surprising with almost 3 billion monthly users, so Facebook is number one, you know, when we are talking about social commerce.
Facebook's for old people.
See what?
The kids are saying Facebook, that's for old people.
Okay, so this is the thing. We look at two different things here, right? So Facebook, everybody is on Facebook. Young people are on Facebook, everybody's on Facebook. But kids are only on Facebook, and I say kids, and I'm talking about millennials too. They're only there because their parents are there and their family are there. They're there to interact with their parents, family members, but they really don't purchase on Facebook. They're there and they're off. Instagram is millenniums and Gen Zs, and that's where they buy, okay? So we look at 45 to 45, 50 right in there, to 62 plus is Facebook. So what I want you to think about is, so I have a lot of people that they go and they post on Facebook and then they put it on everything. It doesn't work because you have different markets. And so what may work on Facebook is not, I hands down guarantee will not work on Instagram. So you have to be able to market to both of those demographics, right? So if you're on Facebook, you think about who is on there, who are you talking to? What is, and it's not just about, demographics is not just about age or location, right? It's also about interests. What are they interested in? And then how does my product or service go around that? How can I tap into that interest? And how does what I do, connect with them on that level? So we have an older demographic on Facebook, we've got a younger demographic on Instagram and TikTok. But let me tell you, kids got a lot of money. Well, they're spending their parents' money, right? So it just depends on what your demographic is and who is it that you're selling to. And if it's kids and you do children's products, then you better be on TikTok. And this is the one thing I want to say. So when you're on Facebook, you can write a page. On Instagram, it's a paragraph. On TikTok, it's a sentence. That's how it has to be done. Okay? Okay, so Facebook e-commerce platform is a perfect social platform for selling. Okay. So when we look at social e-commerce, Facebook, as of June 22, 18.3%, Instagram is 11, Pinterest 2.9, Snapchat and TikTok, we keep dropping. Right? So Facebook is still, the baby boomers still have the power. They do. Millenniums and Gen Zs. It's really going to be Gen Zs. Because millenniums are a small percentage of our population, the smallest. Gen Zs are huge. They make the baby boom generation look dwarfed.
Thanks to the answers.
So, this gives you an example. I wanted to show you a few examples of what your Facebook page should look like, right? We want vibrant images. Vibrant, look at that. It makes you want to eat that food. I'm going to go there. Let me move that way. So Passion Delivery, it's all about food. They make sure that they're showing their product in its best possible light. And now, so I do a debate on this. I'm big about branding myself as much as my business, right? It's a trust thing, right? So where you see their logo, the little birdie, which I think is really cute, I would probably have the owner's face. Because we do business with people. And if I'm not going to have people in that photo, I'm going to have people in the smaller profile, right? And that's the other thing. It's really great to do our product and our services, but take pictures of what's happening in your company. So I went crystal shopping. I should never be allowed to go crystal shopping by myself. Never. I need somebody to have a little control over me. And I come home and I have 2 boxes of crystals. I'm like, all right. So what I do is I take a picture of these 2 boxes. I mean, you can't see no crystals in there. They're all wrapped in plastic, but they're open and they're 2 boxes. And I put it on Facebook, right? And I say, this is on my to-do list. Not a bad day playing with crystals, right? And then I say, oh, and by the way, launching the site at the end of next week. I can't wait to get you guys' input. I'm so excited, right? I tell them.
Yeah, they're waiting.
56 people liked it,
Yeah, they're waiting.
right? I mean, but because it was like, but it was what's happening right now.
Right.
right? It wasn't a pretty picture. I mean, you didn't see anything. It'll be a lot more fun when I take pictures of opening it, right? And you get to see what I'm taking out. But that's the thing. So sharing what you're doing, you know, doing a motivational quote. So Facebook has changed. So Mark Zuckerberg is wickedly after business. And he is changing the platform of Facebook business pages. And I'm telling you, there's some organic reach going on where there was never any. I mean, he shut that right down when he went public and it became a business. And the only way to get any notice was to pay, right? Well, all of a sudden, things are shifting because everybody's back. It's kind of like used to be, right? I put on a motivational quote and I'm getting 150 likes on it. I didn't boost it. Before I would have had to boost it. Not right now. So if you have a business and you're on Facebook, I really want you to take advantage of what's going on. Look, this is about the juice. The best pictures that you get SEO juice are the ones you take yourself. Because they've never been on social media. They've never been seen on the internet, right? And Google loves new stuff. Eats it up. When we buy images, it's nice, they look great. And I'm not saying don't use them, do. But realize that you're not going to get the same juice you will when you do your own. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And then here, Just Fab. I like their cover, right? They show their product, they show somebody wearing their product. I like the image below. So her post, the people's post, it's posting shoes on the sand with the water. And you know everybody's loving that, right? You know they are. And then we've got the product over here to the right. So this gives you an idea. We want it to be interactive. We want to share images. And look, I am not going to tell you for 1 second that this isn't so much work that you won't want to shoot yourselves. And there'll be days when you're not going to know how to do this. Like, how am I supposed to do it? I say this to myself. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning so I can be at the beach on a sunrise, and I'm down on the ground in the sand trying to get a picture of a crystal sitting with a shell, right? With the sun, right? So it looks pretty. It's work. It really is. But it's worth it. It is absolutely worth it. You just have to be tenacious. I love the word tenacious. It's my favorite word. It's like being a little bit of a bulldog, right? You're not getting my bone. You got to do that. So, one of the things that Mark Zuckerberg is really working on is Facebook Shops and mobile first. So they really want that integration. They want people buying. They want their Facebook Shops to be on this phone. So creating images that makes people want to buy. The more you use that, the more they kind of help you. Like another thing that Facebook wants, they want hashtags. Now, we all know that Instagram is the queen of hashtags, and we're going to talk about that next. But Facebook wants them too. They don't want you to be an Instagram. They don't want 15 hashtags, 2 or 3. And what they've said is that if you do that, we're going to give you a little juice. We're going to open it up a little bit for that organic reach. And remember, the cool things about hashtags is that it can put you into conversations with other people on the same topic. So if I sell refrigerators and I'm talking about this wicked cool refrigerator, right? And I do hashtag wicked cool refrigerator. Now I go hashtag refrigerator, right? And then I post it, and then I go back and I click on that hashtag. It brings up anybody who's talking about refrigerators, right? Now, I have a thing We all know cyberstalking is not a good thing. But business cyberstalking is, okay? So now one of the things that I do is I like to go over to my competitors. I like to see what they're doing. I like to see who's liking their stuff. So they do a post, and people who like it, I want to see that. And I want to see, because people have business pages now, right? I want to connect with those people with the business pages. Because I can't, Facebook is the one, I just want to wring their neck. It's the only one that's like this. It has that wall between the business page and the consumer. The business page cannot go talk to the consumer. Everybody else, it's a two-way conversation except for Facebook. Facebook only allows business pages to talk to other business pages, okay? But there are ways around that. Okay, so with this shop integration, and we see a lot of that in Facebook and Instagram. And so when we talk about Instagram, we're going to talk about the fact that it's a mobile application and you can't hardly do anything on their online application. But what they've done is they're creating a platform where you can browse all published products, save your favorites, place an order, and even pay without leaving Facebook. Like, right? Everybody wants you to stay. Nobody wants you to go away. Okay, according to data from the late 2021, Instagram had over 2 million monthly active users. Now, we had talked about the difference between Facebook and Instagram. Facebook, you can tell a story. You can write a bit, right? Instagram, not so much. And really, Instagram is visual. Everything is really visual with Instagram. So we're talking about content that has pictures and videos. Reels and stories are huge on Instagram. So having your product or positioning your product through Reels and stories is going to be really, really important. And even if you are B2B, and let's say you're a consultant. So, how many people use Canva? Okay. You've got to know Canva if you're gonna sell online and be on social media. Canva, it'll teach you how to do carousels. You can just do one post after it. So 5 things you should know about buying a refrigerator, right? That's your cover. Second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little bits, right? And then you can animate them. Make them come in, make them flip over, make them do all kinds of stuff, right? And then you can post it directly to the social site. So Canva is an amazing tool, and they have a section that's called Brand Kit, where you can download or upload your logo, and it will give you all of the colors in your logo, and so then you're using your brand colors. It is. It really is. And you can upload your font. Boom, boom. Your whole brand is in compliance. I love it. I'm going to do a class on it.
I'll be there.
Okay, so Instagram is designed strictly for mobile devices. And there are some limits. Now, they have a desktop version, but you can't do hardly anything on it. So it's all done on mobile. It all starts with your store on Instagram, a place where you can sell and share your brand history, allowing users to browse your product and your collections. Collections allow you to personalize the store offer by assigning your products to certain themes and occasions. Okay? Okay, next you have product information page where you can publish all relevant information. And just like Facebook, there's a checkout feature. So putting your store here, you just all you have to do is Google Instagram store. It'll walk you through the whole process. Same with Facebook. This gives you an idea of what we're talking about, right? This is a post. So here she's talking about her product. Here she shows you the product. And here you can buy the product. Can you guys see it? Okay. Thanks to product tags, you can tag products in different photos and direct users' interest to them to your profile. Okay, so everybody knows Instagram is crazy about hashtags, right? So tagging can also be part of the hashtag. And you follow hashtags, right, on Instagram. And when I follow a hashtag, I start looking at what my competition's doing, and then I go and like whoever is liking the same thing that I'm selling on somebody else's page, right? And I start building that connection. I write down their names so I remember, so I go look for them. Because I want them to know who I am. And they see me enough times that they'll come over and, oh, ooh, she's liking my stuff. I gotta go see who she is. And they'll come. And then they hang out on my page and they start seeing my things. You can do special promotions and new arrivals. Instagram has a dedicated shop tab. It's on the bottom where your tools are. There's now a shop icon. This gives you an idea of an Instagram page. And here we have product. And then see the little tags right there? Offers, skincare, hair care, guidelines. And so when you click on that, that's everything that's in that little category.
What do you think will be there for insurance? Like if you were to look at a page like that, what would you want to see? The different types of products that insurance carries?
Absolutely.
Single premiums, final expense, Medicare, and then maybe some blurb about that in those spaces.
Absolutely. And then you just keep tagging that particular place. And then here, this is Nordstrom, so now we're all about clothing. Households. Items. Okay, all right, finally. Now we're gonna kind of coming down to the wire here. Amazon.
Charge it up.
Amazon's a tough one. I mean, it's a tough one. It really, in the beginning, it was one of the best places to sell on Amazon. But now, selling on Amazon, Amazon's your biggest competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're on Amazon, you're paying them money, and you're competing with them. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, right? But depending, like there is a home for everything. Depending on the product and service, maybe this is a great place to be. The one thing that I am gonna say is that there are hundreds of million people worldwide that are active on Amazon. So there's a market. There's 150 million plus Prime members. I'm a Prime member. 3.5 billion sales by third-party sellers partner in 2020. So how much does it cost to sell on Amazon? There's a subscription fee, $39.99 per month, and there's no per item fee. On an individual selling plan, there's a 99-cent per item fee. There's selling fees and there's shipping fees. The big one is the FBA fees, right? And that's fulfillment by Amazon. All right, this is the one that I really want you guys to think about because this is where, let's say you're a manufacturer of something and you give it to, you give them 500 units, right? And they're gonna be your drop shipper. They're gonna ship it out. People buy, Amazon ships it out. Problem that we have with this is with Amazon, it's hard for us to track. Second, Amazon has more than one warehouse location. And you remember Nexus? You can get in a lot of trouble right there because we have to know where Amazon is shipping out of. That 100,000 only works where you're located, right? So my business is here, so it's up to 100,000. Then I've got to look at a different venue. But if Amazon is here and in Ohio and in Texas, and they're shipping from all those threes, I have to look at that. I have to pay sales tax. Remember, it's location first, then origination. So you need to be aware of that. Once you register as an Amazon seller, you'll have access to their Seller Central account. And it's not quite a website, but it's where you're going to do, it's like your portal. And this is a place where you're gonna manage your payments, you're gonna upload your products, everything originates here. Amazon has a book selling on Amazon. You can find it online. Read it before you do it. And my other thing is going to be take some classes, get certified as an Amazon seller before you get on Amazon and decide to do it. They're just a whole different beast. And here you have no control. Where you have control over your own website, you have control over your social sites. On Amazon, they rule. So you really need to know how to work with them if this is going to be the place that you want to go. And once you do, and you know it, you can do well at it. But there's a lot to learn. The other thing I'm going to say is so this is the phone foot. This is how your portal is going to look. It'll tell you what's happening on your site.